So I heard that Tesco were doing this vegan vegetable-based steak. So it took me a while to find. It took me 3 or 4 attempts to actually be able to find it. It was £3 for 2. And yeah, it's interesting, so we'll have a look. So it calls it a veggie steak, plant-based. It says on the back vegan, although it doesn't say vegan steak, it just says veggie steak. This makes me laugh a little bit. This thing here kind of resembles a, you know, like a diagram of a cow or a pig, where it's got loads of, you know, little areas, and it says brisket and all this sort of stuff. So that kind of, that's weird. That is clearly designed to look like meat packaging. And this is interesting here. Cooks perfectly pink every time, so that clearly means that the steak is formed with the colour already in it. If you look at the nutrition stuff, it's actually got quite a lot of protein in it. 17 grams per 100 grams. It's not bad. It's not as good as real meat, but it's not bad. I was expecting the carbohydrates to be much higher, but they're not. 7.8 grams. And the fat's surprisingly high. Which makes you wonder what's in it. And obviously there's a ingredients list here. So it looks like it's mostly soya and wheat protein and a couple of various oils and thickener of methylcellulose. I know that well. I've used that for years for something. And then obviously beetroot is going to be for the colour. And then down here we've got a dextrose or dextrin, which is a thickener. And then there's just, you know, I suspect that potato protein is probably just to bulk it out. I don't think that's to make it taste of anything. And there's some extra stuff thrown in as well. So, it says to just cook it in a pan. Because these are kind of brown, they've obviously been made to look cooked. I don't think they're going to brown in the pan. A couple of people have seen pictures of them and gone, oh, you know, they don't look very appetising, but I think you've got to compare this to the look of a cooked steak and not a raw one, because this is clearly designed to be a you know, to be the colour that it is. It's not actually going to change. So I guess the first thing, I've been really intrigued to try these out. I'm just going to extract one of them. Ooh. I'll take a closer look. Now, raw meat does not smell very nice. And I would imagine if this was a real steak, you'd be able to smell it by now. Oh, I can't. Let's give it a sniff. That doesn't smell unlike meat. Okay, that doesn't help it. The bottom's like perfectly flat where it's been sitting inside the tray. So if you look at it, I mean, it does resemble cooked meat. The light's not great here. I've just realised it's like a horrible shadow. I mean, it does resemble cooked meat. It looks more like a burger than it does look like a steak. Now, one thing I've wondered, obviously, meat, the fibres and everything are very strong. If you try and stretch a steak, you're not going to like tear it. But this looks like a minced product, which makes me feel that if you pull it, it's going to tear. And it doesn't feel, I mean, I don't want to overdo it because I want to slice it. I don't have loads of these. Right, what I'm going to do before I cook this one, I'm just going to cut it, because I want to see what it looks like inside, because I think that this is going to look cooked even though it's cold. So I think this is going to have a sort of fake pink, medium rare kind of look. Yeah, it doesn't really. So does that mean that it actually turns pink when you cook it? It actually smells like, oh, convenient. There's some of it right here. I hope that hasn't influenced me. It does smell like Marmite, but there's nothing on the list of ingredients that really suggests that it should have anything Marmite-y in there. Vegetable fibres. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, barley malt extract, there you go. So that's where it's getting its savoury from. I don't really want to eat it as it is, so I guess the next thing is to cook it. So according to the card, you fry 1 tablespoon of hot vegetable oil approximately 5 minutes in turning over each, yeah, so it's apart 1.5 minutes aside. So I'm going to set that up. Now whilst the oil is heating up, I thought I'd get some better footage of this with the light a little bit better. So as you can see, it does have a distinctly meaty looking texture. I mean, that does look like cooked meat. It's quite wobbly and gelatinous. I'm really not that impressed with what's inside it at the moment. It kind of looks a bit like spam. I mean, in the pictures on the back of the card, I mean, that really does look like meat, so we'll have to see how juicy it gets. It's really cold at the moment, and there's lots of oils and fats in the ingredients, so I'd imagine as this heats up that will get moist. Whether it'll go pink or not, I don't know. Some of the news articles said that it actually bleeds like steak. Not that the stuff that comes out of steak is actually blood, but you know what I mean, that it oozes like juice. So we'll get the other one out, and it really does smell marmitey. And we'll give that a go in the pan and see what we get. Right, here we go. So the oil's pretty hot. Now I would usually do this in the stainless pan. Well, steak just works better in a stainless pan, but I just don't know really what's going to happen with this. So I'm just going to keep the camera rolling the whole time. And I'm not going to move it around.
I can definitely smell something. It smells a bit like black pudding. That might just be the oil, actually. So the instructions said to do this for 1.5 minutes per side. That feels like a long time. I'm guessing that there's actually no cooking going on here. That all we are doing is reheating it. It may be doing a bit of cooking, but I would imagine we're just heating it. I'll be really interested to see if it goes pink inside. That'd be kind of cool if it manages to do that. So we're just at a minute now. So yeah, we're only a fifth of the way through the cooking period. It just feels like a long time. I have a feeling I'm going to flip that over and it's just going to be burnt. I hope not. We'll see how we get on.
Okay, we are coming up to 2.5 minutes. Okay, what have we got? Okay, some quite considerable Maillard reaction, or whatever it's called there. It's gone a bit crispy at the edges. I'm doing exactly what it tells me to do. So I think we will ignore the instructions. I don't want to do that to the other side because that's just going to waste it. Luckily I have got the other one still. But I think we'll not do that for 2.5 minutes. That's clearly too much. Maybe the pan's too hot, I don't know. Let's call that a go and then we'll see what it looks like. Oh, I could make a joke here about putting raw meat next to uncooked meat. Right, let's have the gas on. Fan off. Right, so I mean, that's what it looks like. It's wet. It's, I mean, it does look like meat. It's a bit crunchy on the bottom. Oh, it's very kind of hard. Oh, it has actually gone pink. You know, oh, the light's really not working in its favour. I mean, that does look like meat. It does. I mean, it's not got grain running through it like a steak would, but it's got. I mean, that does look like meat. You can't deny that it looks like meat. I don't know how it's going to taste because I burnt it. I'm a bit nervous about this. It's very bouncy and springy. I mean, to me that I mean, it doesn't taste like steak, but it does taste, I mean, it does have meaty qualities about it. The texture's very odd. It's very spongy and rubbery and bouncy. I really don't want to swallow it. I don't know why. My brain's telling me not to swallow it. I just swallowed a bit. The burnt bits are quite bitter and hard and crunchy. I'm not sure I'd eat all of that, if I'm honest. It's not the most pleasant thing to put in your mouth. I mean, I think it looks the part. Before I call it a day, I'm going to do this one, because this one has burnt. Even though I did it as per the instructions on the back of the card, I'm just going to give this like a minute aside, because I feel it's worth a second shot, just in case. Come on, focus. I forgot to mention earlier, these are made by a Dutch company called Vivera. The address on the back. Oh, why aren't you focusing? There we go. I noticed in the shop there were lots of things with this brand on. They had like kebab meat and all sorts of stuff that they made under the Vivera name. And I did a quick Google, there's really not much information about this. This is very new in the UK. All I could find was an absolutely awful advert that Vivera had made of like a Dutch farmer coming home and his wife serves him up a steak and it's one of these. And, oh, cheesiest thing I've ever seen. It's awful. I mean, they've definitely nailed the look. The shape's not quite there, but I think the actual surface image, how it looks on the surface, I think is pretty good. I've got this uncontrollable urge to stick a thermometer in it. I don't know what I would achieve doing that. The last thing I put this thermometer in was a piece of chicken, so I'm going to invalidate its vegan accolade. It's not very hot. Maybe the key to not burning it is just to keep flipping it over. I don't know what it is that's burning. I guess it's just the sugars and, well, it's just it in general, isn't it? There you go. Right, I'm going to call that done. Actually, let's have a quick poke. I mean, that's not really eating temperature, so I feel we need to let it go further than that. You wouldn't eat that at 30 degrees internal, it's barely above body temperature. I just don't want to burn it again, because I kind of feel that let it down. Yeah, it's starting to happen, and then it's turn the heat down. I'm just going to take it back because I don't want to burn it. It's definitely not going to help it. Okay. What I'm going to do is make a couple of slices, just like they've done in the picture on the back of the pack. Be really careful not to kind of tear it. Okay, I'm just going to stop the camera because I want to take a couple of pictures of this. Okay, so this is definitely not as burnt, and it does look like meat. Like, I'm really quite impressed. Like, look at that. It's got like juice in it. Look at the claims on the pack, just to make sure we're not missing anything. Looks like steak. I mean, yeah, kinda. Tastes like steak. Not sure. Made from plants. I'm sure it's made from plants, so I don't think we need to dispute them on that. Okay. I mean, maybe if you haven't eaten beef for a long time and you've got faded memories of what beef is like, and you're used to all the textures that go along with sort of processed plant products, maybe this would pass as steak. Personally, I wouldn't eat the rest of that. It's not that nice. It does have a very marmitey kind of umami, you know, malt extract kind of thing going on. I have noticed in the past with vegan food, when they make this Seishan stuff and they pass that off as a meat substitute, they often soak it in soy. That's what I've had in restaurants and things. And I don't know if that's just the only option they have to try and get some meaty flavours in. I don't know. But yeah, as a meat eater, I'm open-minded. I accept that people want to be vegans, but I wouldn't eat that. I don't think anyone would eat that and eat it the second time. Maybe if you covered it in sauce, you'd have to really dress that up. Anyway, there we go.